gray sky, thick cumulus clouds, the smell of chimney smoke and fragrant pine stirs the autumn air. The northern California coast, somber and surreal in this waning year, revelatory, tinted with a glow. I stand on the highest peak of the Big Sur woods, mid-cycle in my own years, reliving these same rocks, these towering woods, this seagull-haunted, sunlight-sifted sand. See, seaward, the palette paints itself, kittiwakes and curlews, egrets and otters, sandpipers scouring the crab-infested shores. See, seaward, the palette paints itself. I see myself there, and there, leaning into wind, cornering the corner of a cave. I see myself, pail and shovel in hand, my 3-year-old sister beside me, my 8-year-old brother in the distance, seaweed and shells draped along his shoulders. Gray sky, dark clouds, elegiac eyes mourning the mirror of time, the light from a camera lens or a canvas. 3 siblings circle like stars before my eyes, a prancing parade of urchins atop a gray, sea-washed mammal, raked over by seabirds, ravaged by stick-stabbing hordes of children, parasitic like flies on an elephant's hide. Ocean flowers wilt and waste away in the solemn sun. My sister, ruddy-cheeked and blonde, huddled over with fear and fascination. My older brother, spindly and quizzically erratic, heroically triumphant atop the stinking mass of putrefied flesh. Standing in the distance, the ghosts of memory returning, that massive mammoth presence, that giant opened eye. What sense of consciousness stirred those decaying brain cells? What powerful impulses triggered that once kingly life? We never, that moment, gave it a second thought. My brother, the hovering crowd with their poking twigs, my sister huddled with fear and fascination. We never gave it a second thought. Climbing down from the promontory peak, I make my way back to that familiar spot the waves have washed clean, and only a pebble remains to mark the spot of a dying chieftain, a mammoth humpback forged and fallen in its unprincely death. See, seaward, the palette paints itself. Far out the horizon glazes the November mist. Seals parade like bobbing black ants. Dolphins dance along a curled crest. A lighthouse moans. A bell clamors on a bouncing buoy. Daylight darkens. Daylight dies along the receding waves. Daylight darkens. Lights begin to blink from wooden houses. Inland towards the hills and endless mountains, cattle graze on grasses, and a lone herdsman surveys the valley beneath him for a predatory cat. Curlews and sandpipers, kittiwakes and terns scavenge the bone like rocks and click their beaks on the refuse of life that litter the beach at low tide. My feet forge a furrow in the sand. The wind whirs from the north, a hollow sound. The water blushes red with the waning sun. Salt brine and tide pool, crevice and creek bed, open like loins to the rushing water. A gushing tide stream penetrates the hinges and hollows of rock mass and plunges its plankton into the womb of the waiting rocks. A bell clamors. A foghorn echoes. Seagulls cry from the cliff face. The wind continues to whir its melancholy song before the dark. Thoughts and impressions, sounds and smells, a recollection of childhood, a solemn sunset, a meditation at nightfall. And all the remnants of this moment's memory, the voice of a seagull, the smell of smoke, the mortality of a kingly whale. The tides have taken these cast-off reflections, and the sunset ponders for an instant before disappearing into distances.